Most people think that the top spot for cars with insane speed, luxury, and technology still belongs to brands like Tesla, Porsche, or some European brand. But there's a newcomer that's rewriting all the rules, one that's shocking industry insiders and making automotive titans seriously worried, filled with questions. How could an electric sedan from a smartphone company beat traditional giants? What hidden drawbacks could be lurking behind the hype? And most importantly, what does this mean for you? By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how China's Xiaomi SU7 Ultra isn't just challenging rivals, it's threatening to reshape the future of the global car industry. Buckle up, because missing out on what's next could mean getting left behind. The superpower no one expected. This is not just another electric vehicle. It is a supercar disguised as a four-door sedan. Underneath its sleek shell, it hides a monstrous secret, a total output of 1,526 horsepower. That number alone is enough to silence even the most dedicated car enthusiast. But Xiaomi did not stop there. This machine delivers an astonishing 1,770 pound-feet of torque, figures that, until now, belong to six-figure hypercars. What does this mean in the real world? It means the Xiaomi SU7 Ultra can launch from 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 1.9 seconds. To put that in perspective, that is quicker than a Porsche Taycan Turbo S. It is faster off the line than a Tesla Model S Plaid, and it keeps pulling until it hits a top speed of 217 miles per hour, firmly planting it in hypercar territory. How did a smartphone company manage to build something this extreme? The answer lies in Xiaomi's decision to control everything in-house. Instead of relying on third-party suppliers, they developed their own advanced electric motor system. Two hyper-engine V8 motors sit at the rear axle, while a hyper-engine V6 motor powers the front. Together, these three motors deliver flawless power distribution across all four wheels. The result is not only mind-bending acceleration, but also incredible grip and stability, even at high speeds. But this is more than just numbers on paper. The real story is how Xiaomi, a company with zero history in car manufacturing just 4 years ago, has humiliated the industry's biggest names. Porsche spent over 100 years perfecting their engineering. Tesla poured billions of dollars into dominating the electric vehicle space. And yet, Xiaomi's debut car has outpaced them both. It is a reminder that sometimes the most powerful disruptions come from outsiders who have nothing to lose. For car enthusiasts, performance addicts, and anyone dreaming of owning a hypercar without selling their house, this changes everything. The world's fastest four-door electric sedan is no longer American or German. It is unapologetically Chinese. And while these performance numbers will leave your jaw on the floor, the real shock comes when you step inside. Because what Xiaomi did with the interior is something no one expected. Imagine stepping into a car where your dashboard feels like an iPhone, your seat like a Rolls-Royce, and your tech system smarter than Tesla's. That's exactly what Xiaomi built. It sounds impossible, right? I thought so, but before we get into the details, subscribe please. It helps us so much, and it's free, easy to do, and really quick. Thanks. Interior. Luxury meets technology. From the moment you open the door, the cabin welcomes you with a level of craftsmanship and attention to detail that you would expect from brands costing 3 times as much. The seats are wrapped in premium Alcantara and high-grade leather, blending elegance with the durability you would normally find in performance cars. Xiaomi made a clear statement here. This is not a stripped-down tech experiment. It's a rolling lounge designed for people who demand luxury without compromise. Now, let's talk about what you see and touch every day. The technology. In front of the driver sits a compact, rectangular, 7.1-inch digital gauge cluster. It's not oversized, it's not cluttered. Instead, it delivers essential driving information with sharp, high-definition clarity, speed, battery range, navigation prompts, all laid out in an intuitive way so you can focus on driving, not fiddling with menus. Above that, the SU7 Ultra projects a head-up display directly onto the windshield. It's crisp, clean, and futuristic, giving you everything you need to know without ever taking your eyes off the road. But the real centerpiece, the thing that catches everyone's attention, is the 15-inch organic light-emitting diode infotainment screen. It's massive, vibrant, and hyper-responsive. Whether you're adjusting climate controls, navigating unfamiliar roads, or queuing up your favorite playlist, this display behaves less like an old-school car screen and more like a flagship smartphone. That's no accident. Xiaomi isn't just building electric vehicles, they're building what they call a smart cabin ecosystem. They've injected their smartphone DNA straight into this car. The SU7 Ultra's system supports real-time 5th-generation mobile network connectivity, meaning maps, traffic data, and even over-the-air software updates happen seamlessly in the background. No awkward loading times, no outdated maps like you'd find in older luxury brands. Everything feels alive, connected, and current. But it doesn't stop there. Xiaomi integrated an advanced artificial intelligence voice command system that learns your preferences. You can control virtually everything with natural speech, adjusting the air conditioning, setting navigation, even opening windows. It's so fluid, so well integrated. It makes Tesla's voice control feel like a toy from 2010. Think about that for a moment. For years, buyers of premium German sedans or American electric vehicles have been forced to live with clunky, unintuitive user interfaces. Whether it's the endless menu layers in a Mercedes-Benz or the half-finished software updates in a Tesla, drivers have learned to tolerate mediocrity in the name of brand prestige. Xiaomi shattered that cycle. They've created an environment that feels more like a flagship smartphone experience than an automobile, and they did it without charging 6 figures. And that's where this matters to you. If you're the kind of person who believes that luxury should evolve alongside technology, if you're tired of paying for a famous badge only to be handed laggy software and outdated displays, Xiaomi just gave you a clear alternative. They didn't reinvent the wheel. They simply integrated the technology you already live with into the driving experience, and they did it better than anyone else. The best part? This isn't just a luxurious cockpit. It's wrapped in a body that looks like it belongs in a science fiction movie. Because when you step outside and take a look at the Xiaomi SU7 Ultra, it becomes painfully clear that this car is not just about what's on the inside. Exterior looks that threatens supercars. Most electric vehicles look either boring or weird. They either resemble bloated jelly beans or bland sedans pretending to be futuristic. But Xiaomi threw that entire rulebook out the window. They designed a sedan that makes even Lamborghini owners nervous. The first thing you'll notice when you see the SU7 Ultra on the street is its aggressive wide and low stance. It doesn't just look fast, it looks like it was born on a racetrack, and that is no coincidence. Xiaomi engineered the body with 17 carbon fiber components, a material usually reserved for hypercars costing hundreds of thousands of dollars. This isn't some cheap styling exercise. The carbon fiber serves a purpose, reducing weight, increasing structural rigidity, and slicing through the air like a knife. Then there's the roof, also made entirely from carbon fiber. Beyond its visual impact, this design choice lowers the car's center of gravity, giving it superior handling without sacrificing passenger comfort. But Xiaomi didn't stop at structural innovation. They added flair in a way no one else dared. Sitting at the very front of the hood is a 24-karat gold emblem. It's bold, brash, and unapologetically expensive looking. For some, it's a status symbol. For others, a conversation starter. But it sends a clear message. Xiaomi didn't just want to build a fast car. They wanted to build something iconic, something that demands attention in a sea of sterile electric vehicles. Look closer and you'll notice more functional design magic. The front fascia features an aggressive splitter that automatically opens at high speeds to improve cooling efficiency by 10%. Most manufacturers hide these aerodynamic tricks. Xiaomi made them visible, reminding you that this machine is more than pretty lines. It's a precision tool designed for speed. Down the sides, an optional racing stripe runs the length of the car for buyers who want to double down on the SU7 Ultra's motorsport DNA. And then, of course, there are the wheels. 21-inch alloys finished in gold, wrapped in ultra-performance tires built for maximum grip. At the rear, a sporty active spoiler rises and falls at the push of a button, mirroring the active aerodynamics you'd find in hypercars from Tokyo or Stuttgart. Every single detail of the SU7 Ultra's exterior, from the carbon fiber panels to the race-inspired aero package, serves a purpose. Form meets function in a way few sedans dare to attempt. And this matters to you because, for the first time, owning a car that looks like a spaceship doesn't require a 7-figure bank account. The Xiaomi SU7 Ultra doesn't just make a statement, it changes how the world views electric vehicle design. It breaks the myth that electric sedans have to be plain, soft, or uninspired. Now, even though you can't see what's under those aggressive lines and flashy details, there is an engineering breakthrough that flipped the entire industry on its head. Platform. The engineering leap that changed everything. What most people do not realize is that true performance is not about horsepower. It is about what is underneath the surface. The engine might roar, the acceleration might pin you to your seat, but the foundation of a vehicle, its bones and structural DNA, is what separates a flashy gimmick from a genuine engineering masterpiece. In the case of the Xiaomi SU7 Ultra, That foundation is nothing short of a revolution. At its core, the Xiaomi SU7 Ultra rides on a chassis made from over 90% high-strength steel and aluminum alloy. This is not a blend chosen at random or to meet marketing quotas. It is a deliberate strategy rooted in race car principles. The use of high-strength steel offers resistance and rigidity in crash zones, while aluminum alloy reduces unnecessary weight, striking a near-perfect balance between strength and lightness. In other words, Xiaomi is giving drivers the unshakable feel of a tank with the nimbleness of a performance coupe, and all in a four-door electric sedan. But Xiaomi did not stop at materials. The company's engineering team designed the entire platform from scratch in just 4 years. Let that sink in for a moment. Legacy automakers like Mercedes-Benz, Porsche, and General Motors often take 8 to 10 years to develop new platforms. And even then, they usually evolve existing systems rather than reinventing them. Xiaomi skipped the waiting room. They built a next-generation platform from the ground up, without a blueprint and without a century of automotive history to fall back on. And yet, what they achieved rivals the work of brands with over 100 years of road experience. One of the most cutting-edge features of the SU7 Ultra is its dual-chamber air suspension system. This technology allows the car to automatically and independently adjust its ride height and spring rate in real time. Whether you are carving corners at speed, cruising over rough city roads, or tackling sudden elevation shifts, the suspension adapts faster than you can notice. The dual-chamber design allows for a separation between comfort and control, one chamber dedicated to smoothing the ride and the other stiffening under aggressive driving. It is a silent partner working behind the scenes to make sure your driving experience always feels surgically precise, yet incredibly smooth. This platform, though, is not just about how the car drives. It is also about how it keeps you safe. One of the most underappreciated engineering feats in any electric vehicle is its battery protection. In the SU7 Ultra, the battery sits inside a safety cage, reinforced with 14 layers of structural protection. That includes ultra-high-strength steel beams, aerogel insulation capable of handling temperatures up to 1,000 degrees Celsius, and a dual-sided water cooling system. With a surface area of 7.8 square meters, Xiaomi has built the equivalent of an armored vault for its battery, ensuring that even in high-impact crashes or thermal events, the battery does not become a ticking time bomb. This is not just engineering for performance, it is engineering for survival. The emotional weight of this cannot be overstated. Xiaomi was never meant to be here, a smartphone manufacturer diving headfirst into the most competitive segment of the global auto market and emerging with a platform that rivals anything from Germany, Japan, or America. That is more than disruptive. This is not just a company building a car. This is a company rewriting the automotive rulebook, and it is doing it in record time. And why does this matter to you? Because the engineering underneath your car determines more than just speed. It shapes your confidence every time you take a corner, hit the brakes, or cruise at highway speeds. It is what protects your family in a crash. It is what ensures the car feels new 10 years from now. When Xiaomi built this platform, they were not just chasing numbers. They were building trust. And while this kind of engineering usually comes at an outrageous cost, Xiaomi just did the unthinkable. Price: the $73,000 revolution. What if I told you the world's fastest electric sedan was supposed to cost $112,000, but Xiaomi just slashed it to $73,000? You would think that sentence came from a marketing scam, not a billion-dollar tech company entering the hypercar race. And yet, that is exactly what happened. The Xiaomi SU7 Ultra launched with a price tag that would have put it in direct competition with legacy beasts like the Porsche Taycan Turbo S and the Tesla Model S Plaid. At over $112,000, it still would have been a bargain considering its performance. But then, Xiaomi dropped a nuclear bomb on the automotive pricing model. They reduced the price by nearly $40,000, putting the SU7 Ultra within reach of buyers who previously never dreamed of owning a four-door EV that could beat Ferraris off the line. That $73,000 figure does not just shock the industry, it obliterates it. Let us compare for a moment. The Porsche Taycan Turbo S starts at over $180,000. For that, you get a beautiful German machine with incredible handling, a luxurious cabin, and legacy motorsport branding. But Xiaomi beats it on raw acceleration, horsepower, and digital interface for less than half the price. The Tesla Model S Plaid, that comes in around $130,000. It has speed, sure, but it does not offer the same interior quality, customization, or exclusivity of the SU7 Ultra. And while Tesla has its supercharger network and autopilot, Xiaomi offers a fresher, less divisive tech package. Then there is the Lucid Air Sapphire, America's boutique luxury EV. That car starts at over $250,000. It is fast, plush, and ultra-exclusive. But Xiaomi's SU7 Ultra runs neck and neck with it on performance, and again costs almost $180,000 less. How is this possible? The answer lies in Xiaomi's disruptive DNA. The company is not just selling a car, it is leveraging its existing tech ecosystem, hardware innovation, and supply chain mastery from the smartphone world. Xiaomi already knows how to scale hardware at prices legacy car makers cannot match. It is subsidizing this car the same way it did with phones: low profit margins, high volume ambition, and relentless optimization. In many ways, this car's price tag is not just a financial figure, it is a statement of intent. Xiaomi is telling the automotive world, we are not here to join the game, we are here to redefine it. And that changes everything for you as a buyer. This is the first time in modern automotive history where hypercar-level speed and features have become genuinely accessible. Not through gimmicks, not through knockoffs, but through world-class design, engineering, and pricing. If you ever wanted to feel what it's like to own something that can blow past Ferraris, beat Teslas at the drag strip, and leave Porsche drivers squinting at your taillights, you now can. And you do not have to refinance your house to do it. But this game-changing deal does not come without a catch. And if you want me to reveal what it is, subscribe first and hit the like button too. Thanks. Drawbacks. Here's where it gets really interesting, because even the most powerful electric vehicle in the world has a dark side. For all of its jaw-dropping features, record-setting performance, and aggressive pricing, the Xiaomi SU7 Ultra faces one undeniable hurdle. It is a first-generation product from a company with zero automotive legacy. That alone should give even the most enthusiastic buyer a reason to pause. The biggest concern is support. Xiaomi currently lacks a global service and maintenance network. If you are in North America or Europe and something goes wrong with your SU7 Ultra, where do you take it? Will there be parts? Will technicians be trained? That uncertainty is not just inconvenient. It can be terrifying when you are investing in something this advanced and this new. Then there's the issue of long-term durability. The SU7 Ultra may be engineered to perfection on paper, but real-world results take time to verify. How will the battery perform after 5 years? Will the tech systems still function without glitches in year 7 or 8? What about recalls, updates, or software patches? No one really knows. And that is because no one has owned a Xiaomi car long enough to find out. There are also unexpected concerns, like the risk of theft. A 24-karat gold emblem might look stunning on the hood, but it also makes your car a high-value target. Its flashy design, futuristic dashboard, and rare market presence make it a beacon for both envy and opportunism. Availability is another question mark. Outside of China, access to this vehicle is limited, and importing it could involve complex logistics, legal hurdles, and uncertain warranty coverage. That kind of friction can turn a dream car into a logistical nightmare. Emotionally, it is a familiar story. We have all seen revolutionary products launch with fanfare, only to falter due to overlooked practicalities. Think of the first smartphones, the earliest smart TVs, or the original smartwatches. Cutting-edge innovation almost always comes with early adopter risk. And yet, this risk does not negate Xiaomi's achievement. It simply puts it into perspective. As a buyer, you are not just purchasing a car, you are stepping into a brand new chapter of automotive history, one where the rules are being rewritten by outsiders, not veterans. So why does this matter to you? Because the real question is not whether the Xiaomi SU7 Ultra is impressive. It clearly is. The real question is whether you are ready to be part of something that is still evolving. For some, that's thrilling. For others, it is unsettling. And if you thought Xiaomi's rise stopped here, their success triggered a war they never expected. Tesla Model S Plaid, the global ecosystem Tesla still owns. Most people assume raw speed is all that matters. Yet what if the true key to modern electric vehicles lies in the invisible world of charging, infrastructure, and software? Xiaomi's SU7 Ultra may boast 1,526 horsepower and 1,770 pound-feet of torque, completing its dash to 62 miles per hour in 1.9 seconds. But that pales when you consider the ecosystem Tesla built over nearly 2 decades. This ecosystem starts with charging stations that feel more like an exclusive membership than a random plug. The Tesla Supercharger network spans thousands of locations, covering entire continents. That means convenience, familiarity, and reliable connections for owners who can skip the stress of searching for compatible stations. Each supercharger recognizes the car, processes payment behind the scenes, and delivers energy at impressive speeds. Beyond hardware, Tesla shines brightest in software. Over-the-air updates, autopilot features, and real-world data collection have become Tesla's most important weapon. Nobody else gathers billions of miles of autonomous driving information, processes that data, then pushes enhancements to vehicles in a seamless overnight download. Even if Xiaomi's car can match or exceed Tesla's 0 to 60 times, software maturity remains a very different story. The SU7 Ultra might eventually evolve in that direction, but it will take immense research, testing, and global user feedback to get close to Tesla's integrated operating system. Owners of a Tesla Model S Plaid already enjoy robust lane-keeping assistance, partial self-driving functions, and the reassurance that each upgrade refines the car's intelligence. Tesla's edge extends to service as well. While wait times can feel frustrating, the global network of authorized facilities and dedicated parts pipelines puts Tesla far ahead of any brand lacking established support. Xiaomi, coming from a background of smartphones and consumer electronics, cannot instantly duplicate that depth of repair know-how worldwide. Buyers outside of Xiaomi's home market could face logistical hurdles if their SU7 Ultra needs replacement parts or in-person diagnostics. Tesla, having navigated these issues for years, at least offers owners peace of mind that someone nearby probably knows how to fix their car. Yet, numbers on a spec sheet rarely capture the intangible sense of trust Tesla commands among electric vehicle enthusiasts. Despite stories of quality control or customer service hiccups, Tesla drivers understand that the brand has soldiered through early growing pains. Fans believe Tesla will keep pushing software improvements, keep expanding the charging grid, and continue striving to perfect electric mobility. A newcomer, even one as bold and powerful as Xiaomi, must overcome that built-in loyalty. Buyers who already live within Tesla's ecosystem can be reluctant to leave. Their homes might have Tesla wall chargers installed, and their friends may share referrals or road trip anecdotes with the brand. That type of cultural inertia is tough to unseat. For many enthusiasts, Tesla is also more than a car manufacturer. It is a symbol of technological revolution. Elon Musk's bold claims, while polarizing, feed a narrative that Tesla is saving the planet, challenging legacy automakers, and rethinking what a vehicle can be. Xiaomi may boast the strength of a new wave of Chinese innovation, but it lacks the same sweeping global storyline that has allowed Tesla to capture imaginations. Horsepower alone does not match a decade of brand mythology. On paper, Xiaomi's machine could demolish Tesla's Model S Plaid in a straight line or come extremely close. However, there is a difference between short-term thrills and an entire ownership ecosystem. Shaving a fraction of a second off acceleration feels fun, but the ability to tap into a frictionless charging network and watch the car become smarter each year is something else. That intangible advantage is why many buyers, especially in North America and parts of Europe, might still choose Tesla. They can plan road trips without anxieties, trust the software's proven record, and know that if something goes wrong, a Tesla service center is typically within driving distance. But Tesla is hardly alone in facing Xiaomi's extraordinary entry into the electric performance space. Another revered name in automotive engineering, one that has been perfecting sports cars for over 100 years, now finds itself in the crosshairs of a newcomer's ambition: Porsche Taycan Turbo S. Why brand legacy still matters. Imagine perfecting every inch of a vehicle's design for more than a century, only to see a 4-year-old automotive division appear out of nowhere, unleashing something faster and cheaper. That is the unsettling reality Porsche confronts as it observes the Xiaomi SU7 Ultra's explosive debut. Yet Porsche carries a deeply embedded history that many drivers consider priceless. This is not about spec sheets or checklists. This is about lineage, engineering heritage, and the emotional bond between driver and machine. Ever since the company's earliest racing victories, Porsche has cultivated a reputation for flawless handling, meticulous craftsmanship, and an enduring design language that enthusiasts recognize immediately. The Porsche Taycan Turbo S embodies that commitment to detail. Its materials are chosen with a level of scrutiny forged by decades in motorsport. Its chassis dynamics, weight distribution, and steering feedback aim to replicate the precision found in the legendary rear-engine 911 sports car. No matter how impressive Xiaomi's carbon fiber components might look, Porsche remains the standard bearer for those who prize every nuance of the drive. It extends beyond performance measurements too. The Taycan Turbo S offers a sense of refinement that resonates with buyers willing to spend over $180,000 for an electric sedan. There is comfort in trusting that each bolt, each seal, and each software line has been tested and retested by engineers who have participated in international endurance events. Porsche's advantage lies in transferring that motorsport knowledge to an electric platform without abandoning the soul of a true driver's car. For people who cherish brand credibility, a badge that carries stories of racing triumphs matters more than saving a few seconds on the track. Becoming part of the Porsche community is akin to joining a prestigious club. It is sharing a lineage with iconic racing legends and design feats that revolutionized automotive performance in the 20th century. Xiaomi might outperform the Taycan Turbo S in a direct sprint, but heritage, pride, and trust are not beaten so easily. Many buyers long for that emotional tie to a name that has proven itself at Le Mans and other grueling competitions. The electrical wizardry behind the SU7 Ultra simply cannot replicate a 100-year tale in the blink of an eye. Then there is the tangible aspect of workmanship. When someone slides into a Taycan's driver's seat, they feel materials typically reserved for premium coupes, from carefully stitched leather to sculpted metals around the dashboard. Porsche invests enormous resources to ensure that doors close with a certain resonance, that seats cradle the body with precisely measured firmness, and that the interior ambiance radiates elegance. Xiaomi offers cutting-edge technology in its cabin, yet it remains to be seen how well all those innovations hold up over a decade of real-world driving. Numbers may tell one story, but Porsche believes in a deeper narrative, one of intangible connection, mechanical fidelity, and timeless design. Yet even the mighty Taycan has to contend with the cold truth. The Xiaomi SU7 Ultra arrives at a fraction of the price, delivering staggering performance. That knowledge plants seeds of doubt. How long can Porsche maintain its premium allure if an upstart can match or exceed its product in raw power, while undercutting the cost by tens of thousands of dollars? Xiaomi's rise highlights a broader shift in automotive manufacturing. The future will not simply revolve around recognized legacy names. It might belong to companies willing to challenge tradition with fresh concepts, agile process, and fearless pricing strategies. Still, brand legacy can matter to a degree that surprises analysts who focus strictly on data. For a Porsche devotee, it is not only about how fast they travel, but who they ride alongside in history. Yet Xiaomi did not stop with Tesla or Porsche. It also set its sights on another newcomer that many thought would define the high-performance luxury electric space: Lucid Air Sapphire, the luxury trap. Xiaomi escaped. Lucid promised the world the ultimate luxury electric vehicle, but Xiaomi exposed a brutal truth about that promise. For a very long time, potential buyers viewed this American newcomer as the pinnacle of exclusivity, thanks to its opulent interior finishes and futuristic design language. With its lavish seats, panoramic glass canopy, and highly advanced driver aids, the Lucid Air Sapphire appeared poised to capture a niche beyond Tesla's mainstream appeal. Yet its premium positioning also meant a sky-high asking price, pushing it beyond the reach of many drivers. This made it irresistible to those craving a luxurious badge, but it created an enormous risk of buyers feeling like they were paying more for status than substance. Enter Xiaomi's electric sedan at a fraction of that cost. The SU7 Ultra offers a performance level rivaling the most elite automobiles on the planet. At the same time, it delivers interior quality and technical integration that challenge the Sapphire's exclusivity without demanding an equally astronomical budget. By delivering 90% of Lucid's plush experience at a drastically reduced figure, Xiaomi has effectively dismantled the notion that true luxury must cost a fortune. Its cabin brims with refined materials, intuitive software, and sophisticated connectivity systems. This leads many to question whether Lucid's approach, built on a highly exclusive aura, is truly justified when Xiaomi proves that advanced engineering and high-class craftsmanship do not have to drain one's finances. For the buyer at a crossroads, this reveals a daunting choice. On one side, Lucid embodies the cutting edge of style and comfort, appealing to those who see high cost as a marker of prestige. On the other, Xiaomi's proposition suggests a path where unmatched performance meets a lower price point. This forces even the most brand-conscious drivers to reassess the real worth behind an ultra-expensive nameplate. So tell me, which one will you go for? Thanks for watching, and let's know your answer down in the comments.